What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Sergeant Moose here, back with another The Texas Chainsaw Massacre video, and today, guys, we have some exciting news regarding the upcoming mode called Rush Week, guys. They did lay out what this mode is going to be and how it's going to be played out. So, I will say first and foremost, guys, if you guys are a fan of Friday the 13th, the game, this mode is definitely, easily a love letter to that game, and probably the closest thing you're going to be able to get to F-13, the game, as possible. And, I say this is good on gun, too, as well, because, obviously they don't have the license to F-13 anymore. It's going to be getting shut down here at the end of the year. I think this is a very smart move, what they're doing with Rush Week, because they're kind of ripping a little piece of that F-13 out and allowing us to continue playing it in the form of Rush Week. At least that's how it's looking to me right now on paper, guys. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. It says Rush Week is a Giallo-inspired multiplayer mode coming to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It takes its inspiration from the late 70s Giallo-inspired slasher films. The love for the subgenre of cinema gives you a clearer vision for the horror film you can cast yourself in with this 1 versus 6 multiplayer mode. It goes on to say, taking place after the events of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Johnny is off wreaking havoc to unsuspecting victims. Landing at the Omega Sigma Theta sorority house, we set our scene with Johnny attempting to break in. The goal for the sorority girls, survive and make it out alive. That is correct, guys. It is an all-female sorority. There are going to be 6 playable characters that you're going to be able to play in this game, and of course, we'll get into details about that as well. Johnny and 6 new playable sorority girls will be randomly assigned at the start of the match. This 2-story sorority house features multiple spots to run in, including a locked basement that can be explored. Traversal is similar to the original game, with multiple windows that can be jumped out of, ladders to climb, and even an attic area with its own unique escape option. So, a few things to take away from that, guys. I was actually wrong about how it's going to be laid out and played out. I thought it was going to be something very, very different from the original asymmetrical mode, but it does appear that the traversal is going to be very similar to that mode, which I'm actually a fan of, because we're already used to that mode anyway. Also, there's going to be, new, unique escapes, which is really, really cool. They did talk about this in the past, that we were going to see some unique, different escapes in the future in the game. I'm wondering if this is what they were talking about with this new mode. Actually, all the escapes will be different, and again, just by hearing those sentences, it just screams Friday the 13th in terms of the types of escapes that there's going to be. Now, as you guys heard there, Johnny and the victims are going to be all random. And I'm assuming, I did not see any confirmation, there probably will not be any preference-based matchmaking or anything like that. You're just going to queue up, and you're just going to get selected whether you're going to play Johnny or the victims. That's the way this mode's going to be. It goes on to say, while the sorority girls will not have any perks, which I'm excited about, there are key items scattered throughout the house to help them escape. A pair of car keys can be found to unlock a car where you can radio to the police to get help. Secondarily, players can also complete a fuse objective to use the phone in the house to call the police as well. If the police have been called successfully, players have a limited amount of time to survive in the sorority house with Johnny. There is an attic pole that can be used to make your final escape via an attic hatch, but be warned, at most, only 2 sorority girls can escape through the exit. Johnny players can also break the ladder to prevent their escapes. So, again, guys, so much of this just goes back to Friday the 13th with phoning the police. Also, no perks, guys. Kind of, gives off a little bit of Killer Clowns from Outer Space vibes. This is going to be a very arcadey game mode, it seems, which I expected it would be. You're going to have to use the items throughout at your disposal to take on Johnny. So, just basically everything that we're talking about here just, screams Friday the 13th and Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Again, I think it's a very, very smart move by Gun, making this mode like this. We'll see how it plays out. The sorority girls can buy themselves time by using various weapons and distractions like the wrench, the knife, and the pepper spray, as well as an all-new mechanic using perfume that can be thrown at him to reveal his location. It's pretty wild. Johnny's objective is to hunt. With each execution, he will get stronger, making him more lethal the longer the match goes. Within Rush Week, there will be a fear system in place where if a sorority girl has a high level of fear, Johnny can smell that fear and find them easier. So it's important for the sorority girls to complete objectives in order to lower their amount of fear, or Johnny is going to get them. Rush Week kicks off our new era of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. With the blessing of Kim Henkel himself, we are exploring and creating the world of Texas while adhering to the authenticity of the game. So there you have it too, guys. Another similarity, there's going to be a fear meter. You see that in a lot of these games. So make sure you're doing objectives. Make sure you're doing what you're supposed to do. Otherwise, you're going to be found a lot easier by Johnny. I love the idea of the pepper spray, by the way, guys. Getting to blast Johnny in the face with some pepper spray seems pretty damn rewarding to me, and also the perfume is just an excellent idea as well, so it's going to be cool. It's going to be interesting to see how this thing's playing out, but looking on here, guys, it does say, being able to explore our own canon in Rush Week, let me answer the question. Why isn't Johnny in the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre or any other films? Being able to create a new time frame for Johnny to exist lets us play around with that idea. This new game mode takes place 5 years later and gives you a clue as to what Johnny is up to in his new life on the run. So guys, this game officially is taking place in 1978. This is by Ronnie Hobbs, by the way. The goal with Rush Week was to create a unique new way to play Texas while also exploring one of the new family members. Internally, we asked the question, if Johnny is in our game, why does he not appear in the 74 film? Where did he go? This game also allows us to explore that storyline a bit. At the same time, it allows me to selfishly incorporate a film genre I love, giallo. If you haven't watched a 70s era Italian horror film, please do. There's really nothing else like it, and honestly, giallos crawled so Western slashers could walk. Giallos crawled so Western slashers could walk. It was fun to be inspired by that film genre while also looking at other very early slashers and figure out a way to make it work within the world of Texas. I can't wait for players to check it out. That is from Wes Keltner himself, guys. So the game is obviously very heavily inspired by early slasher films. Also, they talk about Johnny, creating this mode because to give you a little more backstory of why he's not in the films, well, I mean, just speaking for the future, Hans isn't in the film, Sissy's not in the film, Nancy's not in the film, so, maybe we'll get some backstory content of those guys as well. And again, guys, 4 days of early access if you purchase the Content Pass on the 24th. So just going back to talk a little bit about Rush Week, guys, again, it does not appear that you're going to be able to pick your preference in this mode. You're just going to load up, and whether you get Johnny or the victim, that's the way it's going to be. And also, it is confirmed, guys, that you will not be able to team up with your friends. You won't be able to add them into a lobby with you and go into Rush Week. It is entirely a solo queue experience within this game. That was a little, concerning to me whenever I heard that. I'm really kind of surprised about that because, asymmetrical games, people want to play with their friends, especially if, there's cooperative gameplay like this seems to be, it seems to have. It doesn't seem like all 6 sorority girls are going to be fending for themselves, every man for himself type thing, which seemed a little odd to me. I hope that doesn't hurt it too much, but we'll see. But again, guys, everything I'm reading here just screams Friday the 13th, and I think it's a very smart move by Gunn, knowing that the game's going away. There's nothing they can really do about it, so why not make something else that is very, very similar? And, it's the most successful, one of the most successful asymmetrical games of all time, aside from Dead by Daylight, obviously, but it is revered as the best asymmetrical game of all time. So, why not piggyback from it a little bit? But from what I'm seeing here, guys, it does not, I think I may have also been wrong about, hoping for a creative victim type scenario in this. It does appear that we're going to have 6, already handcrafted victims coming in. Again, that has not been confirmed either. So we'll see how that goes, but that's the way it's seeming so far. And also, it doesn't appear that Johnny is going to be any different than what he is in the regular mode. I personally thought that maybe he'd be a lot stronger, maybe, mechanics-wise, he would be a little bit different with his swings, or maybe he'd have some different types of abilities or something. But it does appear that he's going to be very similar to his, regular asymmetrical 3 versus 4 game character. But he is going to get stronger. He's going to get stronger, so we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, I think that's it, guys. What we know so far, they say keep an eye for a trailer. There is going to be a trailer coming soon, guys. A reminder, 4 days of early access if you get that content pass on the 24th. And it's going to be coming with Execution Pack 4. So that's what we have for you today, guys, regarding the Rush Week, man. Keep an eye out for that trailer. It's going to be exciting. I can't wait to jump in. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below. My name's Sergeant Moose. We'll see you guys on the next one, man. Take care.